dealing with the 2010 Dodge Journey. This is just got a check engine light and a couple other codes, but we're going to primarily focus on that check engine light right there. All right, we're going to stay hyper focused on what we're doing. I'm not going to divert and talk about all the overwhelming stuff I had to do with this car, deal with this car. Now, it did sustain some front damage. When I tell you this girl wrecks everything, she's not as bad as some of the other female customers. Yes, it's a woman thing, because most of my clientele are women. But it is she does like hit a lot of stuff and go into a lot of ditches. So in this case, her dad replaced the radiator, but we got codes, and this code is definitely related to the collision of whatever she hit. It's the P0073 ambient air temperature sensor circuit high. We can look at freeze frame data, but being that we got this code, we don't need this. I am in the generic portion. Freeze frame data, intake absolute. Did I overlook something? There we go. There's our ambient air temperature sensor, -40 degrees. That's the freeze frame. So that's when it took the screenshot of the problem when it manifested. Here's another thing. When we have our compass, we also have our ambient air temperature is -- Fahrenheit. So it shows nothing. It should be probably around 50 something degrees, because that's what it is outside. We don't have anything. So if that's not displaying, we can go to live data and find the ambient air temperature. It is also -40. So the computer does not see any signal from the ambient air temperature sensor. Now, based off of what I looked at, it's missing. So we got to track down the wires, and what's going to happen, we're going to have to leave and go to the junkyard and get the wiring harness and the sensor, and probably a mounting bracket too, and pop that back on there. I don't know specifically where they go. We'll look around for it, but when I put my head under there, the wires are gone. So let's hop under there. Let's keep that live data up there, because I did see some wires, and yeah, let's just leave that one right there. So we find the right wires, we can take our test light. Being that there's no voltage, it probably, since it's open, since it sees no voltage, it's an open circuit, it's going to go to -40 like most temperature sensors do. So when it sees some varying resistance, it's going to change the value and increase the voltage. So hypothetically, if it's 5 volts, you disconnect it, it constantly sees that 5 volts reference. Now when we plug it back in, the sensor changes potential depending on its resistance value. When things heat up or get cold, it changes the state, the thermistors, if I recall properly. And what happens, being that it changes that value. It either lightly it reduces the voltage or increases the voltage, depending on how the inputs work on this vehicle. So just to go back over it, not knowing the complete theory of operation of this, just the general operation of how potentiometers work. When you change the resistance, it changes the voltage. The computer takes that information and calculates it to a value so we can interpret it. So it's open right now. We need to put a resistor in there, and we're going to use a test light and see if it changed the value. Let's find those wires. So under the car, we can see that there is some sort of damage that has occurred. There's the condenser. The dad replaced the radiator. Everything's fine with that. And well, like I said, I don't know specifically where the mounting bracket go for the temp sensor. The core support is damaged. It's not horrible. Everything works, but let's focus on our temp sensor. The only wires I've seen are these right here. It's like a purple and white and purple. Without pulling the diagram, I'm gonna address these first. Here's a light. This is the only thing that logically makes sense. That light don't work anyway. So it goes here, like it drapes over, and it looked like it could be what we need. So let's get the scan data and strip these wires and see what happened when we put a test light to it. We got a test light here. Just a regular 400 milliamp test light, nothing crazy. It's not an LED. So we're gonna strip these wires off. Now, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it did change, look at it. It went extreme. Let me see if I can zoom in on. So I guess we don't need a test light, but I'm gonna test it anyway with a test light. So if I bring them together, it maxes out. So I'm not sure if it grounds or whatever happens, the inverse happened. Let's use a test light and see what the values change to. It should be, I don't know, I think it should be like reasonable. Take your guesses in the comment section. I think, so since this is a resistor, I think we'll probably get about, I don't know, because I don't know how the system works. I'm just gonna go with 150 degrees. Nope, I was wrong. Either way, screw it. I was just trying to be moderate. I just don't know how the system works. So we know what we got, our wires. We know that they're the proper colors. The only thing we can do is go to the junkyard, find one off of a donor car, and install this, and be good to go. So we got the list here. He gave me I wanted a motor out of it just to get the idea of what I'm dealing with. So I imagine if I can find the motor compatibility, I'll find the same vehicle. But here's a 2010 Journey on row 13 space 19. So let's try that first. So I wanted to show the process of me like stumbling upon the vehicle and discovering it, you know, to make it all organic and stuff, and you know, try to talk like I'm not awkwardly talking to myself in a junkyard. I couldn't capture that. So we got the part here off of a donor vehicle. I got me a nice long wire harness. Well, and the wires actually match up, so they're purple, or what looks like purple, maybe it's violet. I didn't see any mounting bracket, so it looked like I can just pop it in either. Well, I might have to pop it in. No, I will say the condenser. I'll look for an area we can pop this into. But let's simply take these wires, hook them up, zip tie this harness to the frame somewhere in a nice spot, and look at our data. I think this should work out. Oh yeah. So we're gonna go with the, okay, it's red and, I said red and green, like violet and green. There's like 1,000 different ways I could twist tie this. And I could interlock them. We're going with the, this is called the randomizer. Come on here. Come on. Here we go. It's like, why bother heating it up when it's like already like really tight? So I'm gonna hit it anyway. We're fine. I think I'm gonna do a better job with this one. And the reason why I'm just doing this method, I mean, again, it's This is, how can I say this? Well, primarily why I do it because of the flexibility. All right, there we go. Here we go. There you go. This is better. So these have glue on them, and it's going to keep it from stretching and pulling. So we'll be in good shape. All right, let's look at our live data, see if anything changed. So there's the job there. If I can get it to focus. Don't look bad, do it. And we're gonna take wiring harness, and we should be able to fill that void with the old wire. And again, it's just for flexibility. That's why I'd rather do the twist method. I mean, it's locked. Nothing should be tugging and pulling on the wiring harness anyway. So I mean, I'm not gonna have to worry about it coming loose. There's that. It looks raggedy, don't it? I know. All right, let's go to our ambient air temp sensor and see if I fixed anything or just screwed some other stuff up. Look at that, 41 degrees. Fix something. So we're good. Let's get it buttoned back up. Unfortunately, you know, I made that wire harness. I'm not gonna say for no reason, but there's nothing factory here. Everything is broken up. The main thing is the check engine light's off. This is fixed. It's above the subframe, so no objects is gonna come in contact with it and mess anything up. So everything is bent. The bumper bracket. I don't know what it's just the bumper bracket. The brace is jacked up, bent. I can't put that Christmas tree in there or any other smaller hole. And hey, we're fine. We're fine here. So we got our data in the computer. So logically, it should be in the car too. But let me shut it down and reset it and see what happens. Oh wow. Okay. Now we got a value. But it's 63 degrees. Why did it say 63? Wait a minute. What we at? Wait. This is saying 63. I don't know why it's that glare. Yeah, Yeah, this says 63. That's weird. But the ambient air temperature here says 44. I'm not gonna question anything. It's working. Let me clear this code out before it would immediately come back. We shouldn't have those problems now. No, but I'm gonna go against the grain here. Okay. See, some cars you can't trick, but even in the generic portion, it still just didn't. I couldn't trick it. It's okay. I follow. Let's see. Try it again. Okay. Sometimes codes will stay there, but these are gone. These are, and we still have our value. Go back, scan it again. ABS light and stuff came on. I mean, it just obviously gonna probably be because of whatever she hit. So we're good. Hey, this car's fixed. A very simple replacement. Hate that I couldn't get any videos at the junkyard, but it just looks weird. I'm so accustomed to talking to myself. I'm trying to adapt to that still, but now I'm in public talking to myself and filming, and I know how I personally feel about other people doing it. It just looks strange and weird. But then again, I'm not making TikToks and dancing in aisles. So hey, if anything happened, I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, how to research my work. See you on the next one.